Hey guys, still Christoph here for another Elestrals video. Today we're going to be opening our Kryoscorch starter deck. There is a chance to get a Stellar in here, and it also does come with 3 additional packs. We're going to open this up, we're going to go over it, and then we're going to open a second one and see if I can get some Stellars. Alright, so when you guys are looking at the box, you're going to see Kryoscorch right in the front, and it does say how you're going to get 3 additional packs per box. On the one side, you're going to see that you have all of the cards in the deck. You have your Elestrals, you have your runes, and then the spirits. This one primarily has fire, ice, and water in it. On the other side, you're going to go ahead and see that you have some cards right here, and some cards that are in the pack. Circle the Sky V3. Now that there's 6 spirits out, they were to make the 3rd version of this card. And then there's a QR code so you guys can learn how to play the game. On the back side, just kind of explains what the starter deck is. Once again, showing that you're going to get 3 additional packs per box. You want to remember as well, when you guys get this, you're going to see the hollow sticker right here. If that's ripped and you see the word void, it means it was tampered with. I have not seen an issue in our community at all about this, but just to be on the safe side, keep an eye on that. We're going to go ahead, we're going to explain the starter deck, and then go through it all, and then we're going to go ahead and open those packs, and hopefully we can pull a Stellar. You are able to get a Stellar in the actual starter deck. It would be Cryoling, or it'd be the baby form of this. Kryoscorch is the full Ascension. It would be similar to this one. This is one that was pulled inside of the Imperawat one, Snowwaddle, number 13 out of 99. So hopefully we can add to that collection. So again, you can see right here where it says Void on there. You can see it right there. So when you open this up, you're going to see that there is the dice right there, the 20-sided dice. It's got the frost symbol. It's kind of blue and purple, a little bit of that ice feel to it. And like I was saying, you can kind of see that you got the packs right here. We'll go ahead and set these packs aside. When you open this up, you are going to see that you have a pamphlet. It shows you how to play. Each one of these starter decks comes with 61 cards. You're going to have 40 of your main deck. You're going to have 20 of your spirit deck, and then the last card just kind of tells you how to play the game. Shows you some divine runes, what they look like, and then how to play your turn. So on the very top right there of every starter deck, you're going to see that you have a hollow. It's always going to be whatever the box topper is, so this one is Kryoscorch. When you special ascend this Kryoscorch, you must destroy all runes. You can expend your spirit deck. It has to be at least 1 spirit to do it. And then you can force your opponent to expend 5 spirits from their spirit deck. Very cool ability to have, especially late game, or even early game. If you're able to get this out, if you're able to use this ability and attack in 1 turn, that's 8 spirits. That's over half the deck, guys. Makes it a lot easier to control the game and hopefully win. So right off the bat, we'll see if we pull the Stellar. We did not get the Stellar this time. So you got Cryoling. This is going to be the baby version, the baby form of Kryoscorch. A 1 attack, 3 defense. When this Cryoling gets plus 1 attack for each frost spirit in your underworld. When this Cryoling has 6 or more attack during your main phase, you must either destroy it or special ascend it into Cryo from your hand or deck. So that way it doesn't get too strong. And then speaking of Cryo, we have that right here. This is a 7 attack, 4 defense. Costs 2 to play it. During your draw phase, you can discard your hand. It has to be at least 1 card in order to special ascend this Cryo into Kryoscorch, which leads to that card's ability to, when you special ascend it, you can go ahead and do some damage. Next up, you got Frigicub. Every element has a card that's a 1 cost that has a Nexus mechanic. So this one is a 4 attack, 2 defense, and you can Nexus up to 2 frost spirits. When you do, you can enchant frost from your underworld to this Frigicub. So the real cool thing about this is you're going to summon it. You can Nexus. It doesn't have to Nexus to it, but after its ability, you can grab another frost spirit, put it on your Frigicub. Next turn, you can summon your Kryoscorch. Again, this is a 3 cost. So as long as when you go to summon this, you can only use 1 spirit when you summon, or when you cast. As long as this one has 2 already, you can use a fire and go ahead and summon it your next turn. It does not have to go from 1, 2 to 3. You can skip from 1 to 3 as long as you have enough spirits on that card. Alright, next we have Chilotto. Chilotto was first introduced in the promo pack for Founders Edition. It was the very first Frost card that was ever introduced. Cool art design to it. The hollow pattern, the Founders Edition promo packs had their own different hollow pattern, which was really cool. Chalal is a 2 attack, 3 defense. When you cast this Chalal, you can target up to 2 face down runes as long as Chalal is enhanced. Those runes cannot be cast. So again, if they have 2 face down cards and you think that they're counter runes, play this guy. They're not going to do anything. If for some reason your opponent put Earthquake face down, can't activate that Earthquake. Next we got Frostmite. Frostmite is the Nexus of Warmite. 3 attack, 1 defense, and it lowers your opponent's Elestrals attack by or defense by -4. Only use it. You can use it once per turn, but again, awesome idea that if someone has a 7 defense, for instance, this Warmite's going to be able to knock them out. Polarachne. This is the Ascension of that card of Frostmite. 2 attack, 5 defense. The opponent's Elestrals get -2 attack. You can expend a Frost in order to target and destroy an Elestral with 2 or less attack. So again, -2 if it lowers them down to 2, you can destroy them. If your opponent summons Viscerus the first turn, somehow you lower that attack even by 1, you can use this and end up destroying the Viscerus just by its special ability. Warmite, we talked about Nexus, so Warmite and Frostmite. Warmite lowers your opponent's attack by 4. So hypothetically, you could combine Warmite and Polarachne together, bring your opponent's Elestral's attack down by 6, and go ahead and use Polarachne's ability to destroy it. Co-Magma is a 4 attack, 2 defense. When this Co-Magma receives 1 or more fire, you can draw a card and then discard a card. That's the only sad thing, is you're going to lose a card, but again, if you're looking for something in particular, this will help cycle through your deck. Necruff, 5 attack, 1 defense. When this Necruff destroys an opponent's Celestial in battle, your opponent must expend a Spirit. I love any type of card that attacks the Spirit deck. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was younger, going after the life points, attacking life points directly. I love the idea of it, especially like, say, Krakatuga Burn. This is a good card to have in that. It's got a high attack, and you can still keep dealing direct damage to your opponent. Narpoon, 4 attack, 3 defense. When you normal cast this Narpoon, you can search your deck for one Spirit Frost Celestial and add it to your hand. Again, even if you want to throw one of these in your deck for more Frost. Obviously, it's in this starter deck to get your Cryoling, but again, like if you're doing a more Frost deck, this would be good to have as well. Smoltuga. When you normal cast this Smoltuga, you can search your deck for a 1-cost Fire Celestial and add it to your hand. Again, get your Co-Magma, your Wormmite, your Necruff, and go ahead and start dealing some damage. Drops of Lethe. Cost you 2 to play it. Reveal any number of cards from your hand, then shuffle them into your deck, and then you can draw that many cards plus 1. So even if you only have 1 card in your hand and you want to gain that extra card, there you go. I would suggest if you're going to use this card, do not wait till late game, more in the beginning of the game, the first couple turns, to use this card. Ambrosia, key card to have in any type of deck. It's your life point recovery. You can use this to cost you 1 to play it, but you gain 3 spirits back. Circle the Sky V3. This is the 3rd version of this card. The first 2 had Leviathan and Teratlus, and it was Zaptor and Vipyro, and now you got Lycoris and Floormine. And I'm sure once the 4th set drops after Daybreak, those last 2 spirits, they will probably have their own version of this card as well. Kione, this is the newest Divine Rune in FrostFall. It costs you 1 to play, but special ability, you can add 3 more Frost Spirits to it. You can disenchant 1 Frost from this Kione in order to return one cost Frost Spirit Celestial from your Underworld to your hand. So more Frost deck, prime example. Or if you want to do Cryoling, say first turn your opponent destroys your Cryoling, you can go ahead and play this card, go ahead and get it back. Mountains of Boreas, it's your typical stadium rune. All Elestrals that have a Frost Spirit on them get +1 attack and defense for every Frost that's on them. Scepter of Kione, this is a 2-cost. It raises attack by 1 and defense by 1. When Kione is enchanted and the Empowered Celestial destroys an Celestial in battle, you can special cast a 1-cost Frost Spirit Celestial from your hand. Cryoling, more Frost. And even like for this deck, you have Frostmite. Frostmite would be another good one to use this for too. Eruption costs you 2 fire to play, but your opponent has to expend 3 spirits. If they have a fire Elestral on their field, they only have to lose 1 though. Gorgon's Gaze, this is one of the top counter runes people run in their deck. Basically, you target an Elestral that's on the field, its effects are negated, and for the rest of that turn, its ability is suppressed. It can't receive any enchantments, attacks, nexus, or ascend. So you can't. It's literally just can't and fodder at that point. You can even play this on your turn if you say are facing a fruit deck and they have Latagon on the field. Use this to block Latagon's ability so that you can start playing your Ambrosia if you want to play Golden Apple, whatever you want to do. Again, probably one of the top counter runes in the game right now. Chains of Prometheus. This is one of the newest counter runes coming out in FrostFall. This Chains of Prometheus can only be cast when an opponent activates a counter rune, so like Gorgon's Gaze. Negate the rune, and that opponent returns 1 spirit from their underworld to their spirit deck. So again, you can block this card, but then they're also going to get some points back. So just be very wary how you're playing that card. Tsunami, great card to have, especially with water decks. When basically you're going to use this when your opponent attacks or when the second they summon or try to do anything, but change all Elestrals to defense position unless they are water enchanted. So again, they go attack, you use this, everything's defense mode, then you can go ahead and sweep their field the next turn. And after that, you just got your spirits. You got Floor Mine, that's the main one for this one, for both these, for both starter decks. Vipyra, and then you have Leviathan. And like I said before, you have this one card on the back, that kind of little cheat sheet on how to play, draw phase, exactly what you do, battle phase, main phase, etc. So that is it for the starter deck, going over that. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to open our second one. We're going to see if we actually pull that Stellar. Fingers crossed. And then we're going to open those 6 packs of cards and see how we do. So we'll go ahead and open this on screen. Fingers crossed, guys. And nope, no Stellar for me today. So far, anyway. Let's go ahead. We're going to go and open these packs. Anything that's new to FrostFall, I will go over. If it's a card that's already been out before or just a changed artwork, then we'll probably just go ahead and skip right through it. The card trick for this one is slightly different than the first set. The first set was always the last 2 cards in the back. This one you gotta kind of take a look. So Vipyra is the front, so I know the card behind it is the rare of that pack. So I'll put 2 to the back. So you got Stroke the Forge. This Stroke the Forge can only be cast when Volcanic Forge is enchanted. Search your deck for a 1-cost Fire Elestral and add it to your hand. Rise of the Depths. This is your Rise from the Ashes, but it only costs you 1, but you can only use it for water. The Rise of the Depths can only be cast if Atlantis is enchanted. Target a 1-cost water Elestral from your underworld and special cast it. For me, I have a water deck that goes around Galaxy. Galaxy switches the attack and defense. If my opponent destroys that, now I can go ahead and bring it back the next turn. Sandstorm. It's one of the very first runes that have 2 different elements to use, water and earth. For each Elestral that is not Earth Enchanted, return it to the owner's hand. And if it's in defense position, if it is in defense position, if it's not in defense position, change it to defense. Until the end phase, those Elestrals cannot change the position. I butchered that, and I apologize, guys. Islands of Eloia, Mountains of Boreas, Funglow. Funglow is a 1-cost Thunder, 1/1 attack and defense. Thunder enchanted Elestrals get +1 attack. When a player casts Thunderstorm, you can special cast Bronteglow from your hand or deck. Bronteglow is the ascension of this card. Paleoth, 3 attack, 1 defense. When this Paleoth is destroyed in battle by an opponent's card effect, you can search your deck for up to two Earth Elestrals of the same name, then send 1 to your underworld and add the other to your hand. So this card is pretty good when it comes to its ascension, Neandersloth. And there's a card called Titanstalk. So Neandersloth special ability, if Titanstalk is in the underworld, it gains +6 attack. So that would be good for this. If you have Neandersloth in your hand, play this guy, toss Titanstalk into your graveyard, then you can summon next turn. You have a 13 attack the second you bring him out. Jalal, Vipyra, and the rare Flammoth, Hollow Flammoth. This is the new ascension for Nimbug, a wind and fire. Alright, Round 2. So again, you got your spirit to the front, so we're going to put 2 back. Avalanche. Each player sends the top 3 cards from their deck to the underworld. Then, if you control a Frost Enchanted Elestral, you can send an additional 2 cards from your deck to the underworld. This has to do with your more Frost decks. Blizzard. This Blizzard cast cannot be chained by counter runes. Target and destroy an opponent's face down rune. So again, if they have, say, Gorgon's Gaze or Poison Tipped Arrow face down, go ahead and play this, and then they can't quick activate it. Save you a little bit of hassle. Ambrosia Cornucopia. So FrostFall introduced something called titles. So Ambrosia is already a card that is out. You get to gain spirits back from your underworld and put it back into your spirit deck. Cornucopia is the title, so you can actually have 3 of each into your deck. For this one, it costs 2 earth, draw a card, and then return any number of spirits from your underworld to your spirit deck up to the number of Ambrosia in your underworld. So again, with the title, now you can have the 6 Ambrosias in your deck, 3 and 3. So if this is the last card you're playing, you play the other ones, you're getting 5 spirits back that turn. Bubloon, Water Enchanted Elestrals get +2 attack and defense. Nectar. This is the newest, one of the other new cards that I just love. I love the art design, nice, simple, but a little poison bug. When a player casts Poison Tipped Arrow, Poison Nectar, or Poison Tunic, you can special cast this Nectar to Waspivy from your hand or deck. So Poison Tipped Arrow is a really good card. Once it's face down for 1 turn, you can play it your opponent's turn or your turn. Poison Tipped Arrow is going to lower your opponent's attack by 2. And if you, at the end of the turn, if you disenchant, if you discard a spirit from your deck, that card is destroyed. The good thing about pairing these 2 up, you can play this on your turn, you can summon this guy, play this on your turn, and then go ahead and bring out its Ascension form, which has an 8 attack to it. But like I said, it has Poison Nectar, which is another new card, but then you have Poison Tunic, which hasn't been released yet. We're expecting it to come out in Daybreak, which I believe comes out late August, September, or Set 4, which is supposed to be out by the end of the year. Morfrost Lichen Form. So again, we're talking about titles. There are 4 titles for Morfrost, so you can have up to 12 Morfrost in your deck. 2 attack, 3 defense. You can expend a Frost and discard this Morfrost in order to search your deck for up to 2 more Morfrost that are not Lichen Form and add them to your hand. Ursicle. 1 attack, 3 defense. When you normal cast this Ursicle, you can search your deck for a Bear, Elestral, or Rune and add it to your hand. In base set 1, there were a total of 4 bears released. They're all fire. And then Frostfall, there were another 4 bears, all ice. And they came out with a stadium rune called Ursa's Den, which uses both fire and ice, and it helps all the bears. Corporal, Leviathan, and a Morfrost Abominable Form, second form that we found. This Morfrost gets +1 attack for each Morfrost in your underworld. You can disenchant a Frost from this Morfrost in order to special cast a Morfrost that is non-abominable from your underworld. So again, guys can kind of see, again, if you have a total of 12, you have 11 in your underworld, this guy's going to have a 12 attack, but can bring the other ones back, use their abilities, keep cycling through your deck, cycling through your underworld. Rise of the Depths, Tower of Winds, Race to the Top, Folio Forest, Ursa's Den, so we were just talking about that, fire and ice. It says Bear Elestrals get +1 attack and defense. When a player casts a Bear Elestral, you can enchant 1 spirit to this Ursa's Den. You can disenchant 4 spirits from this Ursa's Den in order to special cast a Bear Elestral from your hand or deck. So Majursa and Glacier's Ursa, I believe. I'm terrible with the name, I apologize. Both super strong cards. One's fire, one's ice, but again, you can go ahead and use this, and just, if you don't have it in your hand, you can go ahead and special ascend it or special cast it. Platypulse, Dratarga, Obama Ursa, Tratless, and Hibbofin. 7 attack, 2 defense, wind and earth. You can expend wind or earth in order. You can expend wind or earth in order to change each of your opponent's Elestrals to defense position. When this Hibbofin is in attack position, your opponent's defense position Elestrals are suppressed. So again, which means they can't use their ability. They can attack and defend, but they can't do anything else. So that was the first starter deck. Got a couple of good pulls, but let's see if we can get some good stellar look and some good pack magic. I believe I screwed up that one slightly. Okay. Penguat, Blizzard, Sandstorm, Chilotl, Ursa Coat, Folio Forest, Ursa's Den, Platypulse, Leviathan, Full Art Keone. So yeah, I showed you guys that one before. Again, very cool design. Seeing her looking her up at the moon. Very good card to have. Very sought after card. All the Divine Rune full arts are just cards that everyone's obsessed with. They want to get their hands on. All right, 1, 2. All right, Cryovern, Penguat, Permafrog, Cryoling, Volcanic Forge, Nemesil, Corbel, Cypron, Lycoris, and Glacier Ursa. So this was the one I was talking about. Of course, another full art, awesome design. Seeing the two bears fight each other. You get, I don't know if you can see it to the top, but one of his claws is actually just an ice dagger. 14 attack again. Like not many other cards are gonna have that kind of attack. You got Trifernal and Pantera. Pretty sure that's pretty much it, guys. Like crazy. 4 defense, not good. You switch to defense mode, you're going to destroy it. But this Glacier Ursa deals piercing damage. Piercing damage would be if they're in defense mode, the difference between their spirits are going to come out of their spirit deck. When this Glacier Ursa enters battle with an Elestral, you can suppress that Elestral. So again, if they have ability while they're in defense mode, they gain defense. If you lose attack, whatever. When he attacks, their ability is suppressed. They can't use it. So much better go around this time, guys. Hopefully we can go ahead and see if we can get a stellar or a reverse stellar. The 3 Ursa bears all have reverse stellars. They're not serialized, but still something kind of cool they did for this set. I have 2 of them. I have Ursa Coat and Ursa Coat, so all I need now is a Bomber Ursa, and I'll have the complete set. The last card I actually need for my master set. Panzer, Smokey, Racers, a Bomber Ursa, Cryoling, Volcanic Forge, Nemesil, Corbel, Teratlas, Hibblefin, second Hibblefin. Alright guys, that's all I got for you. I'll show you the 2 main hits that we got right here. We got our Keone and our Glacier Ursa. Awesome cards. I believe there was a total of 6 full arts that came out in this set. So awesome that we pulled 2 of them just out of a starter deck. A lot of people are pulling stellars out of starter decks right now out of the packs. There are, I believe, 5 or 6 stellars that were announced. There are another 5 that were unannounced. 2 of those have already been pulled, and just out of starter decks alone. But thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Anything you guys want to see me make video-wise, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Like and subscribe if you don't mind. I have a giveaway going on. It's got a couple more days left. Today's June 1st, so we got another 6 days before I make that announcement on the winner. Thank you very much. My name is Stellar Christoph. I hope you guys all have a stellar day. See ya.